Anybody else losing their voice at this point? Has the Christmas flu kicked in yet? Some people back at work. Hi guys, I'm Shelley, welcome back to my channel and day 3 of the 12 Gays of Christmas. We are celebrating 12 wonderful, individual, creative, beautiful, fantastic LGBTQIA+ people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary, and for those of you who have yet to decide, may I introduce to you Marsha P. Johnson. She's wonderful. Marsha was an African-American transgender woman and just downright revolutionary, I'm still having problems with my words, revolutionary activist. She is credited, and I will go into this more later, as being the person who started the Stonewall riots. So when you are told that a black trans woman started the Stonewall riots, Marsha P. Johnson is who they're talking about. And bearing in mind that Pride, the first ever Pride, was initiated by the Stonewall riots, it was the anniversary a year later, you technically could say that Marsha P. Johnson is the reason we have Pride. I'm reaching there a bit, but we're going with it. August? No, she was born in August, but apparently August. Born on the 24th of August in 1945 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. She first started wearing dresses when she was 5, but stopped soon after because, harassment. After she graduated in 1963, she moved to New York with only $15 and a bag full of clothes. She ended up busting tables after she moved to Greenwich Village. She originally called herself Black Marsha, but later decided to change that to Marsha P. Johnson. She said the P stood for pay no mind. She identified as gay, a transvestite, and a drag queen. Always recognisable because she wore fresh flowers in her hair. Because she was busting tables, she would take whatever flowers were left at the end of the day at the restaurant and stick them in her hair and look bloody fabulous. She sang and performed as part of an NYC drag group called the Hot Peaches from 1972 to the early 1990s. And in 1975, she was photographed by Andy Warhol as a part of his Ladies and Gentlemen series of Polaroids. She also performed with the Hot Peaches as an AIDS activist in London. Said to be one of the first drag queens inside the Stonewall pub after they started letting drag queens and women in. Before that, it was literally gay men only. And on the early hours of June 28th, 1969, the Stonewall Uprising occurred, resulting in demonstrations and marches throughout gay neighbourhoods now known as Pride. But the Stonewall riots were a result of police brutality against the gay community. The police had raided the Stonewall that night, lots of people had been arrested, and them fighting back was the start of the Stonewall riots. It was a rebellion, it was an uprising, it was a fight back of civil rights. It wasn't a riot, it was people going, we have had enough. Many state that it was Marsha who threw the first shot glass into the window which started the fire, and the saying is, it was a shot glass heard around the world. Johnson denies that she started the riots. She said she arrived after they'd already started and after the Stonewall pub bar was already set on fire. However, many have stated that on the second night, Johnson climbed up a lamppost and dropped a bag with a brick in it on top of a cop car. Following the uprising, Marsha joined the Gay Liberation Front and participated in the Christopher Street Pride, which happened the year after on the anniversary of the Stonewall riots. She carried on campaigning and fighting for civil rights throughout her life, but shortly after Pride in 1992, Johnson's body was sadly discovered in the Hudson River. It was initially ruled a suicide by the police, but her friends and her community would not accept that. She had shown no signs of suicide at all, and it was noted that she had a rather large head wound, so they did not believe suicide at all, and campaigned and fought against the police as hard as they could to have the case reopened. Loads of people came forward stating that they'd seen her being followed that night as well. Throughout the years, friends and colleagues campaigned ruthlessly to try and get her case reopened, and in November 2012, activists succeeded in getting the case reopened by the police. In 2007, a documentary was made called The Death and Life of Marsha P. Johnson. It follows the campaign to reopen the case and everything that has happened since Marsha's death. It is currently available on Netflix, so if you have it, I suggest going to watch it. It's a really powerful and moving documentary. It's how I learnt about Marsha, and my God, it makes you very, very, very emotional. She is and was the mother of drag and the mother of pride. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Marsha P. Johnson. Hope you guys are good and still snuggled up and warm, and if you've had to go back to work, I am very, very sorry. Sending you much, much love, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye! take a break.